So what motivated you to run for SRC president, KNUST SRC president? Because it's quite a big position.
Oh yeah, it's quite a very big position, and of course a prestigious one.
Yes.
And of which most leaders will always be dreaming of to get it.
Yeah.
But I always say that the SRC president or running for SRC president on campus is not meant for everyone.
Yes, sure.
So even though we always run and then we have some just a winner, it's just, for me, I always see it like it's just the taste of the iceberg. There's a lot after the election. Yes. Because the process alone make you up into a different person.
Yes,
so running for KNUST SRC president is actually a predetermined decision I took back in SHS. That decision was taken before I went into fully say I'm aspiring for protocol prefect.
Oh, okay.
So I told, honestly, I told God if I should come to KNUST and I won't run for the SRC president and the position which I will hold in SHS won't be relevant, then it's better off I put it aside, because I weighed again being an NSNQ boy to becoming a protocol prefect in advancement, and my judgment made me understand that I will be more profitable in the leadership field. So in SHS, I was very occupied. Honestly, we were that multitask people. And because protocol prefect, you can't just be there and then they'll come and tap you. You'll be in class is in session, then they will send for you. Visitors are coming, they are coming for tour. And protocol prefect, we take the tour people because you already know every history about the school. You know every structure on campus, when it was built, who built it, and what it was for. So because of that, we were not those people who were always with our books. Even though we were brilliant from the beginning, we didn't spend much time with our books. So we were that people who were always moving. And when you are moving, balancing a lot of things, you might not be able to achieve so much in one aspect of your life. So that made our life very balanced. So because of the decision I took, and which is started for protocol, and I found myself in KNUST, which is an achievement also. And with my qualification, actually all of my life I've been a leader. There's not been a single moment of my life I've been a leader. For SHS, I don't even talk about that because it's that also embodying a lot of leadership qualities over there. But I just focus on the SHS, and then I'm focusing on the university. So in the university, I started as a course rep. Yeah, that was a plan to come to KNU and start with a course rep, of which I came a little bit late. And when I came, the course rep were being appointed already. But I remember telling myself then that, God, if it's your will, let it be. I remember a week after that, our class was divided into two, and then I found myself in the B class. And unfortunately for me, there was no class rep. There were 5 class reps, but none was in my group.
All of them were in A.
Exactly. And then the man came, where's your class rep? Nowhere to be found. So we have to be given the opportunity for someone. I couldn't wait for a second and to just grab it. Because I saw that's an opportunity that God gave to me. And when opportunity is given you, you don't waste time.
Not a second.
Because come once and that's all. So I started as a course rep for a grade, and then I didn't really take part in this one, college elections, because I didn't really know anything about the college election. But then it's for the SRC, and I got involved through a miraculous way, I might say, because I saw even flyer for the first time. It was on my phone. I think they posted it somewhere, and I saw it. And at that moment when I saw it for the first time, I realized that I had that deep conviction that this lady was going to be the SRC president. So I just made my mind totally that I was going all for her. And that was how my leadership journey. So I believe I've been able to occupy quite a reasonable position. And I didn't just occupy for occupying it. We actually delivered. There are works, if I want to dive into them, we might not end the conversation today. But what I say is that I believe I have that credibility, that resilience, that determination, that compassion that a leader has to have. Because if you don't have it, you will just be autocratic in your system, and you will not really consider the people. So you'll be focused on self-centered. So I believe I have that capacity to lead the higher student body on campus, like KNUST, to help let us rejuvenate our system on campus. Because there's a lot. If I want to upload, there's a lot. But for now, let's just end it here.
I was going to ask you some qualities that makes you think the better leader, but since you've said some, going straight. What are some of your policies, some of your aims, and how do you plan to achieve them?
Okay, one particular one of them, which is actually very dear to my heart, is how students are being sacked during exam period. I don't know if you have witnessed it before.
Yes, witnessed them before.
Yes, we can all testify to the fact that it's actually not a pleasant situation.
Very
to
sad,
be taking the paper with your friend and the invigilator come to, they will verify and they'll be like, he's owing, and they'll be like, walk out and go get a cheat before you come and continue the paper. Imagine the paper just an hour paper, and you walk to your dean office, how many minutes? You come back, the pressure alone when you come and sit will make your mind, every organized learning you have done will be distorted. So I actually witnessed it last semester, and it's something I don't really want to see, because we are students, and I think the SRC is there for our interest. The SRC should be able to do something about it. And so there's this policy, as you know, KBN. There's Kitwabian from the SRC. Yes, I always believe there's room for improvement. Okay, there's room for improvement. KBN is doing excellent work, as we all know. For the past 3 years, it was instituted. But I believe we can improve it. So you realize that KBN pays student fees, but it's not paying half of the fees. So you can get KBN, but maybe at the end of the day, you might have to top up.
Yes.
For this year particular, student had KBN and bursary. They had the two. The money was deposited into the account. Then later on, they withdrew one of the scholarships.
Okay.
So those who money couldn't reach up to the 50%, they were asked to find different ways of topping. And it was exam time. So imagine such a situation like this. So I want to expand KBN to even cover more students. And then we are not just covering more students, but when we are being specific. If 10 people, then they will know that 10 people, KBN will cater for half of their school fees.
Okay.
If there are 100 students, we know that 100 students, KNUST are paid for 100 students, half of their school fees. I think it's more measurable in that way.
Yes.
You can present as a data, and people will be like, yeah, this is an impact you are making. Other than we just giving this amount of money to students, we don't even know how many students, and perhaps maybe if you give me 100 CD and I need 120 CD to do something, even though you are giving me 100 CD, if I don't get the 20 CD to top up and achieve what I need to do, I then realize that actually I will not really appreciate what you have given me, in which I'm supposed to be. So I believe we giving a package that is more appreciable. Students, we know that first semester, okay, KBN is taking care of my school fees, so let me just focus and study. All right. Then you can now tell your parents to now get to the money for the second half of the semester.
Yes.
It can that way you can even get to some enough pocket money to finance yourself for feeding and other stuff.
Yes.
So expansion of the KBN to pay 50% of the students' school fees is one of my most prioritized policy.
Okay.
And the other one which I think over the past years, yes, the SRC president, they have been doing very well. I might commend them for that. But I think there's always room for improvement. You see, if you look at the SRC as a body, it looks like the SRC is an island, or in a case, I would say the SRC is an umbrella. An umbrella that houses people under it. So let's say we are 3 people that is raining, then we use umbrella. We are all trying to dodge the rain, right? So I see the SRC as an umbrella housing the college, the 6 colleges, the 6 halls, and the non-residential constituency. And if you realize that since it's an island, it's seen it as is the topmost position, or body. So you learn that they tend to work independently. We will let college president, we will let faculty president, then we'll come and let SRC executive. Now, but if you actually look over the period of time, you like there's no correlation between these two.
Yes.
It's just like the only point where there's correlation is when we have the college president being a parliament, where the SRC president will have to draft a bill and send it to parliament, and they have to even refuse it or accept it. That's the only way there's correlation. but that is not really effective.
Yes.
So I feel like there should be that correlation between the SRC and then the colleges. So you see, because the students are in the colleges, and the colleges is where there are more problems. So I want to come up with the SRC collaborative project, the SRC college collaborative project. So in this case, we are bringing, if I'm elected into office, this is the SRC president, or the 6 college president, we line them up. We have deep conversation. You are in charge of your constituency, your college. Summarize the problem, the most need problem in your constituency. Bring it and let's talk. So in this case, I'm not solving it. I'm not solving everything.
Yes.
But then I'm going to give part of. In the budget, I'm going to allocate part of the funds for this legacy project, which is a collaboration between the SRC and the colleges or the host. So in that way, I give you half of the money, or maybe 70% of the money. Then you can also bring 30% or 50% of the money. At the end of the day, we all work to make sure that that legacy collaborative project is achieved. When it is achieved, it becomes very measurable. We can all point to it that in this case, it was not just only the SRC president who put it up, but then the college also put it up. Because the college have faculties who are also under the college president.
Yes.
You get it? So because we don't, over the period of time, we didn't have this, it's kind of looking like the SRC is not working.
Yes, like the SRC is done.
And like the college people, they are not working. Because everybody is trying to do what you have to do with the money. All right, but we should be able to at least come out with a tangible project that will unify the SRC and then the colleges. We are one, right?
Yes.
And that at the end of the day, we are all looking for the best interest of the student. So this is one of the projects I really want to champion, a collaborative project between the SRC and the college president, the hall president, and the non-residential president.
That's two quite big policies, and I'm sure when it's been in effect, it will help us really much. As a president or as a leader, people may not be in line or may not agree with whatever you say or do. So how would you tend to handle feedback and criticisms?
Oh, feedback.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, in any story of life, there's always feedback. Yes, there's always feedback. And there are two things, like I said, two sides of the coin and everything, the bad and the negative. And most often, for instance, in my campaign process, what I've learned from my college people, my campaign people, I really prioritize that. Every time, I understand you sometimes, you might feel like you know.
Yes.
But like they say, wisdom is not in one person's head. Okay. And so what I've learned over the period of time is to actually absorb advice, absorb bad feedback. Because it's the only way in absorbing feedback that we can actually become more better.
Yes.
You might think you are excellent, but trust me, you would not. And one particular example I will cite with this is, which I've not regretted. Back in USHS, I created a media platform for my school to brand it. It was called Butcher Artistry on Instagram.
Okay.
I started 2022. Then I completed. I didn't hand over. I was the one in charge. So I think because of university and life, I was not really that active. So I wanted all along. My dream was to actually brand all SHS. But then I didn't know when to move. I didn't know when to move from because I've actually gotten used to the school name.
Yes.
And how you put and the reaction comes is fun. Okay, so I didn't even know when to move. Until just some few months ago, I took a decision, because of some criticism that was coming, I took a decision to just move feministly. And I gave it a different name. When I gave the name, it was kind of similar to High School Click. And then I went back to our class, our old page, and then someone, he has changed the name to, he's trying to copy another person. And then all of a sudden I said, okay, let me just go in for my name, because I did the branding for the name back in SHS. So I just went in for the name and I placed it on the platform. And the reaction went down a little bit, but over a period of time it picked up again. And trust me, as it stands now, I've never regretted taking that decision. Yeah. And right now the brand has become a solid brand. It is now one of the viral brand on the SHS level. Oh. I cannot testify. There's proof to it. Yeah, so absorbing bad, let's say feedback is actually good in helping us to improve our lives and then make ourselves more better. So it's good. So I will learn to absorb from any person that might think that DERY is not moving in the right direction, and at least need a pause to focus on one or two things, because at the end we are looking for the interest of the people, not being self-centered.
Okay. All right. So we are wrapping up. What do you think are your strengths and weaknesses, and how do you tend to improve on your weaknesses?
My strengths, like I've already said over the conversation, I've mentioned several of them, such as being compassionate, being resilient, determined, and on all of that. But then one of the challenges I actually have is I'm that person that tends to see a lot of. If he presents me with a statement, I will view it from a whole lot of perspective. And because of that, I tend to have problem with people. Like, I tend to be more argumentative. Because you will present me a simple statement, I will not view it just a simple statement. I will view from a different point. So because of that, there's always that conflict issues. Like, he's coming from a different perspective. And usually I tend to not praise myself, but I tend to think so high from a different height. And I think that I need to work on. And I thank God I've realized it so early. So I'm just trying to be able to unify all differences that I will meet when I'm on my way. Okay, that diversity. I'm just trying to unify diversity so that at least I try to listen and then think critically through every decision each person is making, and then I try to put myself through it, even though I might have conflicting perspective. Just at the end of the day, to come out with the best option that will benefit.
I will surely come for your lens, because it's great. It helps you look at things from different perspectives. That's nice. Why do you think you are the best candidate for this position?
Okay, best candidate, like they always say. For me, I believe everyone is a best candidate. Everybody fits for the position. And one thing that I always sound on very much is that in choosing who is the best candidate, there has been an era in our political system on campus, which is sad to say it has happened for quite a period of time now. And if you realize feedback of students in second, third years, fourth year, they usually don't have interest in student politics.
Yes.
And if you realize over the period of time, a lot of people don't vote, even though we have a lot of students on campus. And it's all because we think this person is the best candidate, and that person fit for the work. But then in actual sense, it's not, the person might not fit for the work, or the person might not be the best candidate. Everybody is a potential good candidate, but there are certain qualities that we actually need to analyze. Leaders, people who have actually held position in the past, have learned one or two things from that previous position. Okay, and then so we need to look at the track record of each candidate who is coming for the position. Not just the track record, but then to look at go deeper to fix out the work, the relevant work they did while they were in office. And being a leader, first and foremost, is more about compassion. If you don't have that compassion, you tend to be autocratic in your leadership.
Yes.
So that is something we need to look out for, and look at the track record, and look at the relevant work they did in the past. Then with that information in hand, we are likely to predict correctly that this is the actions of the person, and this is what she will be able to achieve. So for me, what makes me as the best candidate is, like I said, all of my life I was privileged to be as a leader in almost every place I found myself. Like I said, I just resigned to run for this. So if you can see that I've actually accumulated a lot of experiences, and there are work that I've done that actually testifies to most of these things. So I have a good track record, I believe, when it comes to leadership. And I've been relevant. I just didn't occupy the position, but I was very relevant in it. And so based on this, and like I said, I'm very compassionate. I started a foundation back in SHS 3. The same time I started a brand for a high school. And over the period of years, the brand has the foundation. We've been to the Junior Prison Center at Ridge, Accra, to make donation. That was in 2022. Last year we were at Ningwa Children's Home in Accra, Teshi, to do donation. And with that, you can see that just the just ending VC awards. I was a nominee for the VC Special Award Humanitarian. So if someone is being nominated for humanitarian, you can just go into deeper and find out what it actually means to become someone who can win an award for humanitarian. It means the person prioritizes the life of people a lot, and that is what I'm bringing on the table. I'm not just coming and the SRC president that will try to amass wealth and the prestige that comes with it, but I believe I'm coming with that compassionate heart to actually listen to each and every student that face problem and try to make sure that we find solution to it, to give that credible and free and fair and comfort life each and every student need, to provide an environment that will help them perform better in terms of academic and then extracurricular.
Okay. That's quite some qualities. Let me ask, who will be the best to fit the position if not you?
This question.
Yeah.
For me, like I said in my when the just ended question, everybody is fit for the position.
Yeah.
And we just need to we just need to be careful in choosing the person. That is the mistake we do over the period of time. We have subjected to people who can lead us by how often they appear to us, how often they relate with us, and you can know that with the demography as the freshers who usually partake more.
Yes.
And these people, they don't really know more about politics. They are more excited before you go to them. So for me, I would not say I would not like to mention a name who is best fit if I'm not there. But I know all of them. They have, in one way or other, have occupied portfolios that they have acquired a lot of experience, and I think they will be bringing good policies. Even though I believe mine will be one of the best one, I believe they can also be the best one. So we just need to look through carefully and choose carefully the policies. Let's vote for more of achievable policies, more of things that doesn't take a long time to acquire, but in a also way policies that really hammer on the actual need of the student. Because if that doesn't happen, we will have the people occupying their position. Because when we come to you for you to vote for us, after that, the likelihood that we might be able to visit your room every single day, knocking at your door to say, I'm the SRC president, bring your this, will be very low. Because duties will now have to be, a lot of duties are on your neck, and you have to always be on a run. Don't forget the fact that we are still students. Yes. Leaders are students. Okay, on campus we are students. So don't forget that fact, because you also have to balance your academic. We are balancing the two. Yes. It's not easy thing to actually balance. Okay, so let's have that. So let's vote for competent and people who are coming to represent the actual interests of the student, than people will vote for and will not see them, and they will also not represent the interests of the student. So anyone is best fit for that particular portfolio, as long as we choose well.
You were a science student, so as for you, I'm sure you are quite experienced with balancing. You always balance.
Oh yeah, chemical equation we are balanced.
Okay. How would you, or how can you ensure the continuity of existing projects the previous administration have whilst you are pursuing your own? Because there's a little bit issue of continuity here in the school.
It's not just relating to student politics alone. It's a national problem. We have a national. As I was saying, so we need to come up with policies that can be integrated into the constitution, and to protect long-term projects that cannot be achieved within the 8 months in office. that's the most important thing we need to do, because some projects, no matter what, you can start it, but you not be able to finish it. And in that way, the only way to keep it running is to make it obligatory for anyone that come into office to review all leftover projects based on that policy, and then allocate funds to it, and then forward the completion of it.
That's a quite nice way to handle that. It's been heard that the SRC is being criticized that there's lack of unity. You see, each of the portfolios are being elected like independently. So how are you planning, or how do you foster? How would you try to foster a unified front to achieve a shared goal?
All right. I released a declaration intent video some weeks past, and then if you listen to that video at the latter part of it, I said that we will build bridges, not barriers. Okay. We will foster unity, not division. We will celebrate our diversity, and we will embrace our diversity, and then we will celebrate our differences, which simply indicates that when I'm coming to office, we are different people from different backgrounds, but then we will be elected into office. And the only way to progress as a unit body is to learn how to accommodate each and every one of us, our differences, integrate it into a one unit, and then put it aside, and then focus on the unifying body that is looking forward to achieve a single goal. I think that is the way. Nevertheless, don't forget, our diversity is where we came from.
Yes.
So it's a root we can't do away, but we just have to learn how to embrace them, then learn how to celebrate our differences, but then being united. So I look forward to unite with each and every executive that might be elected, or anywhere, being college, being hall, being faculty. I'm looking forward to have that kind of relationship with each and every executive on campus, to let them feel part of the process, the decision-making progress. Listen to each and every one. I also said that I am ready to listen, to engage, and to act. These are things that I didn't just say for a mere saying sake, but these are things that are dear to my heart, and when I come, I'm going to take them into action.
Okay, that was quite a lovely and inspiring. That was quite a loving and inspiring conversation we have over here, and it's insightful. This is Elijah DERY. But before we go, the last main question. There's a saying that behind every great man, there is a woman. So I put it to you. Is there any woman supporting you?
Oh, for that question, yes, it's usually asked for. For now, I'm just a young guy, so I have no one in my life at the moment. But then I have mothers. Yes, there are women in my life which I prioritize a lot. One of them, which I would not, number one of all, is my mother, and everything to me. And then I also have mothers who are not biological mothers, but then they are equally as mothers to me, and they are women. So they are playing that motherly role, and as a role that every even in a young lady might play in my life. But then at this point of my life, I'm being carried on by my elderly mothers. Okay. And then, so I'm looking forward to that day when I'm finally ready and I found someone who actually coincides with my feelings and how I think and can accommodate me, and I can accommodate the person.
Okay.
But yeah, there are quite a number of people, friends who are working with me. They are ladies, and they are very, very good people to work with. So it's good to have them around.
Okay. And so your last words to your viewers.
My last words to the people of good people of KNUST is that, yes, this is Elijah DERY. You have listened to me, my story, what inside of me, and what I intend to translate to you. It is my prayer that election is on the 24th of July. You go there and you will be voting. I want you to take a critical look at my policies. There are policies I believe they are going to have a greater impact on their life on campus. But I can't do that without your vote. So I encourage you on that day, vote Elijah DERY as your next SRC president. And believe me, with my track record, with my relevance in offices I've held, and with the goals and vision I'm coming on with this journey, trust me, we will achieve greater things together. And I always say, together we can.
So is that your mantra? Together?
Yes, that's my mantra.
Okay, so there you have it. As you know, the darkest boy on campus, Brony, was your host for today. Don't forget to like, comment, and share. And the most important thing, subscribe and hit that notification button to get a notification on the next episode. Thank you.